Hey everybody, welcome to Redbird Gardening and Design. I'm Anissa. I've got my tools out laying on the lawn here. I want to show you all what those are and how to figure out what you need for each job. Sometimes it can get really confusing because there is a ton of landscape and gardening equipment out there to choose from. So here's some of what I have. I use all of these pieces of equipment, these tools, help me maintain the yard. Some are based on personal preference of how the tool works for you, the weight, thickness, heaviness of the tool as well. And quickly we'll go over what's what. This is a fork or a pitchfork. I use it to dig up any tough soils. This is an edger. Much like the other edgers that you have as string trimmers, you have to sharpen the edge of that blade to get a good clean cut. And as it says, to edge out grass. This is your standard garden hoe. Some of them come differently. They've got a narrower blade on them, or they'll be more on an angle. It helps to also sharpen the edge of this to get use out of the tool. And there's many different kinds of hoes on the market. Next one, this is a cultivator. I love this. It gets into little tiny spaces. It's like fingers, and it just digs up your soil, not too deep, probably about 2 or 3 inches. You also can grab leaves in a small space, helps you get them. This is different. This is probably something that your grandparents had, or you have. Very rusty. I need to clean it with some mineral spirits oil. This is called an oscillating or scuffle hoe. So it just rocks back and forth. You can hear it. And you just get underneath. You can go right underneath a plant and not damage, or in between rows in the garden. This is your standard garden shovel. Now, as you work with them, sometimes you will wear them down. See how that tip is flattened out? You don't want to do that. Also, sharpening the shovel is also a good thing. Helps cut through roots and anything that you're digging through. This is a spade, as is that. This is a short-handled spade, the blue one. The yellow one is my favorite. It's also called a trench digger. It just goes through things so well. Also keep those sharp as well. So 2 different types of rakes. This is more of a hard rake. It's more sturdier, it's metal, and I use it to rake up leaves. I'll use it to clean up my messy grass and take out all the dead grass. This is a fan rake. Some people call it a leaf rake. Also, same thing, to pick up leaves in the fall. And last but not least, if you're moving heavy aggregate, stone, trying to dig up really difficult dirt, this is a hard rake. A lot of construction companies will use it. It's very hard and rigid metal, but super helpful if you're moving dirt around. You can just easily move your aggregate, your stone, whatever, back and forth, turn it upside down, smooth it out. Little trick and tip there. And oftentimes this can really overwhelm people. There's so much to choose from, but hopefully that helps you understand what they're for and what they're called. All based on personal preference, weight, thickness of the handles. If you've got small hands like I do, this handle can be a little bit cumbersome and thick for me. I like tools that aren't really heavy because it just, the exertion that goes into it tires you out as you go along. And now, you know.